Hello students, welcome to Vidya Mirat. This video is made for class 9 on chapter number 10 circles, and today we are going to begin with exercise 10.5 from NCERT. Before we begin with the exercise, there are certain theorems which we will be using in this. Now there is a theorem where we will be relating it with angle subtended by an arc of a circle, which states that the angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by it at any point on the left part of the circle or the remaining part of the circle. Next theorem is angle subtended by semicircle at any point of the circle is 90 degrees. Angles in the same segment of a circle are equal. If a line segment joining two points subtend equal angles at two other points lying on the same side of the line containing the line segment, the 4 points lie on a circle. And then there will be two theorems relating to the cyclic quadrilaterals, that sum of the both pair of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degrees, or if the sum of a pair of opposite angles of a quadrilateral is 180 degrees, the quadrilateral is cyclic. So we will be making use of these theorems one by one. Let's begin with the exercise. Question number 1. In a figure, A, B, C are points on a circle with center O such that angle BOC is 30 degrees and angle AOB is 60 degrees. If D is a point on the circle other than the arc ABC, find angle ADC. Now if you see over here, the diagram clearly shows that AOC, if you see, the angle formed is 90 degrees. 60 plus 30 is 90, and ADC will be half of angle AOC because of the theorem that the angle subtended by an arc at the center is half the angle subtended by the center. So what happened is half of 90 degrees, which will be 45 degrees. So angle ADC formed will be 45 degrees. Question number 2. A chord of a circle is equal to the radius of the circle. Now chord of a circle, now if you look at the figure, AB is a chord. Okay, they are saying it is equal to the radius of the circle. What is the radius? AO and OB, they form the radius, which means that AB will be equal to AO will be equal to OB. All the sides of the triangle formed of OAB, they are equal. And when it forms all the sides equal, it means it is an equilateral triangle, and thus all the angles formed will be 60 degrees. Okay. Now they are saying that find the angle subtended by the chord at a point on the minor arc and also at a point on the major arc. Now first understand what is minor arc and major arc. The triangle that is formed, or we can say angle ACB, if I say, that is the angle formed on a major arc, and an angle ADB, that is an angle formed on a minor arc. Now what is ACB? We have just done. If AOB we know that is equal to 60 degrees, then ACB formed will be half of 60 degrees, that is 30 degrees. And ACB, now we know 30 degrees, we need to find out angle ADB. Now using the cyclic quadrilateral property, the opposite angle, sum of the opposite angles is 180 degrees, which means that angle ACB plus angle ADB will be equal to 180 degrees. We already know ACB, so we can find out ADB by subtracting it with 180 degrees. ADB comes out to be 150 degrees. So your major arc, when we talk about angle ACB, that comes out to be 30 degrees, and a minor arc angle ADB, that comes out to be 150 degree. Both of their sums come out to be 180 degrees. Question number 3. In figure 10.37, angle PQR is equal to 100 degrees, where P, Q and R are the points on a circle with center O. Find angle OPR. We need to find OPR. Now here we will do a construction, that we will mark a point S on the opposite of angle O, that is, and we will join PS and SR. Now if we know angle POR, we can find out PSR, or if we know PQ PQR, that is 100 degree, it is already given to us. We can find out PSR, that will come out to be 80 degrees, because we know the cyclic quadrilateral property, the sum of the opposite angles will be equal to 180 degrees. If one is 100, the other will be 80. If I know PSR is 80 degrees, what is POR then? POR will be double of it. Earlier, what we were doing it, the center angle was given to us, we were finding the angle formed on an arc. Okay, but now here the angle is already given, we have found out PSR, so we know what is POR. POR will be double of PSR, that is 2 times 80 degrees, that comes out to be 160 degrees. Now POR we have 160 degrees, we need to find out angle OPR. Now let us take the triangle OPR. Okay, if you take the triangle OPR, in this it clearly shows that OP and OR, they are the radius of the circle, and you know they will be equal. They are equal, that means the angle formed on their sides, that will also be equal using the isosceles property. Using that, let us find out with the angle sum property that angle OPR plus angle ORP plus angle POR is equal to 180 degrees. We know POR is 160 degrees. We know OPR and ORP, they both are equal. So we can write twice of angle OPR, that will come out to be 20 degrees. So OPR comes out to be 10 degrees. Question number 4. In figure, angle ABC is 69 degrees and angle ACB is 31 degrees. Find angle BDC. Now, if in the figure, if you look at a triangle ABC, just look at there two angles are already given to you, ABC and ACB. You can very well find BAC because of the angle sum property, that comes out to be 80 degrees. We need to find out angle BDC. Now, if you see, BC is the same line segment on which BAC and BDC, both the angles are formed, and according to the theorem, we know that angles that lie on the same segment of a circle, they will be equal. So, if BAC is 80 degrees, angle BDC will also be equal to 80 degrees. Question number 5. In figure A, B and C, there are 4 points of a circle. AC and BD intersect at point E such that angle BEC is equal to 130 degrees and angle ECD is equal to 20 degrees. Find angle BAC. If you look at angle BAC, they are lying on a segment BC, and on a same segment you have an angle formed BDC. So if we can find out angle BDC, we can find out angle BAC also. So if you look at the triangle EDC, only at EDC, just focus there, you can see that there is one exterior angle formed, that is 130 degree, it is given to you, and you have 20 degrees on ECD. You can find out EDC very well using the exterior angle property, which says that 130 degrees is equal to 20 degrees plus angle EDC. EDC comes out to be 110 degrees. If BDC comes out to be 110 degrees, your BAC also will be 110, because that is the angle formed on the same segment, and that will be equal. Question number 6. ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral whose diagonals intersect at a point E. If angle DBC is 70 degrees, angle BAC is 30 degrees, find angle BCD. Further, if AB is equal to BC, find angle ECD. Now here, if you look, the angles on the same segment is BC, that will be equal, which means that angle BAC, that is 30 degrees, it will be equal to angle BDC. Now let us take the triangle BDC. In this, you already have two of the angles, 70 degrees and 30 degrees. You can find out angle C using the angle sum property, and by subtracting it from 180 degrees, your angle BCD comes out to be 80 degrees. Now you have to find out ECD. Now for that, let us use the other triangle BAC. In this case, we are already told that AB is equal to BC. When sides are equal, we know the angles are also equal using the isosceles property, which means that if BAC is 30 degrees, your angle BCA will be also equal to 30 degrees. Now, if you look at the angle BCD, the whole angle we know it is 80 degrees. We also know the angle BCE, that is 30 degrees. So, we can find out angle ECD by subtracting it from 80, that comes out to be 50. Otherwise also you can check it, 50 degrees plus 30 degrees comes out to be total 80 degrees. Question number 7. If diagonals of a cyclic quadrilateral are diameters of the circle through the vertices of a quadrilateral, prove that it is a rectangle. Now for proving that it is a rectangle, what does it mean? It should have 90 degrees. Okay. So here if you look at the figure, AC and DB, they are the diameters. So both will be equal, and the angles formed on the semicircle, they are formed as 90 degrees, which means that BAD is equal to 90 degrees. Similarly, other angles will be also equal to 90 degrees because they are formed on a semicircle. And let us prove it now, the triangle ABC and triangle BAD. The yellow part, just focus there. Using that, we can say that AC is equal to BD. We know diameters of a circle are equal. AB is equal to BA, that it becomes the common hypotenuse. And angle ABC is equal to angle BAD. They both are equal, that is 90 degrees. So by RHS property, triangles are congruent, and when they are congruent, we can say that BC is equal to AD by CPCT. What does it mean? They are the opposite sides. When opposite sides are equal and one angle is right angle, we have proved, it means that ABCD formed is a rectangle. Question number 8. If the non-parallel sides of a trapezium are equal, prove that it is cyclic. Now here if you look at the figure, ABCD is a trapezium. Non-parallel side means AD is equal to BC. It is given to us, and we need to prove that ABCD forms a cyclic trapezium or cyclic quadrilateral, like that. Now here what we have done is, we have done a construction. We have drawn BE parallel to AD, and such that ABED becomes a parallelogram. Now here using that, let's prove it. Now given is trapezium, we know that, and we also know that in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and parallel, and opposite angles are equal. So if you look at ABED, okay, just look at there, ABED. In that case, we can say that angle BAD is equal to angle BED. That means opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal, and AD is equal to BE by construction. So what happened is, what we know in the trapezium, it's given to us AD is equal to BC. So what happens, by all the equations we come to know AD is equal to BE, AD is equal to BC, both AD is common, so we can say that BE is equal to BC. So similar sides are equal. So when two sides are equal, we can say the angles formed will be also equal using the isosceles property, which means that angle BEC is equal to angle BCE. Now let's concentrate on E, angle E. Now on E, if you see BE line, there are two angles formed, angle BED plus angle BEC. They are forming 180 degrees because of the linear pair. But what we know, BED is equal to BAC and BEC is equal to BCE. Just substitute this and you will get that angle BAD plus angle BCD is equal to 180 degrees using the above equations. So what does it show? These are the opposite angles, and sum of the opposite angles is coming as 180 degrees, and if the opposite angle sum is 180 degrees, it means that ABCD is cyclic, and thus we can say that the trapezium ABCD is cyclic. Question number 9. Two circles intersect at 2 points B and C. Through B, two line segments ABD and PBQ. They are drawn to intersect the circles ADPQ respectively. Prove that angle ACP is equal to angle QCT. Now here let us concentrate. We know the rule or the theorem that angles on a same segment of a circle, they are equal. So if I draw a dotted line between AP, okay, though I have not drawn, just consider it in your mind. So angle ACP and angle ABD, will be equal. Similarly, take the opposite, the green color, angle QCD and angle QBD, they will be equal because they are on the same segment. On the left hand side, I can treat AP as my segment. On my right hand side, I can treat DQ as a segment. But if you see over here, angle ABP will be equal to angle DBQ because of the vertically opposite angles, and considering all the equations 1, 2 and 3, we can prove that angle ACP is equal to angle QCT. Question number 10. If circles are drawn taking two sides of a triangle as diameters, prove that the point of intersection of these circles lie on the third side. Now here if you see the diagram, AB and AC, they are the diameters of the two circles. They are intersecting the point at A and D. Just we will join AD, and we need to prove that this D is the point which is lying on BC, or BDC forms a straight line. Now here if AB is a diameter, it means that the angle formed from the diameter on a semicircle will be 90 degrees. That means angle ADB will be 90 degrees. Similarly, in triangle ADC, AC is the diameter and angle ADC will be also 90 degrees. So what is 90 plus 90? That comes out to be 180, which means that they are forming a straight line, or we can say that sum of the angles formed on a straight line is 180 degree, which means that D is a point which is lying on BC, and thus they are forming a straight line. Question number 11. ABC and ADC are two right angle triangles with common hypotenuse AC. Prove that angle CAD is equal to angle CBD. Now here this question we will try to solve it by two methods. Number one is we will try to find out when all the angles or all the formation is on the same side of the semicircle, and case 2 we will solve it when both the triangles are on the opposite side or not on the same semicircle, whether this holds true or not. Now if you look here, there is a triangle ABC and triangle ADC which has a common hypotenuse AC. So angle formed on the semicircle will be 90 degrees, which means that angle ADC will be equal to angle ABC, which is equal to 90 degrees, and they are forming on a semicircle. Let's take the case 1 when both the triangles on the same side of the semicircle. If you look over the figure, ABCD form here is a concyclic. You need to join BD as a construction part, and DC is your common chord if you look here. So if you take care of DC as a chord, angle formed on DC will be angle CAD and angle CBD. They both will be equal because they both lie on the same segment. So we can say that angle CAD is equal to angle CBD. Let's prove when they are not on the same side, they are on the opposite side. Same case, let's take DC only as a common chord. Let's see whether they are forming the same segment. If you look at CAD and angle CBD, they are also lying on the same segment CD, which means that they will be equal. Angle formed on the same segment will be equal. Thus, we can say that angle CAD is equal to angle CBD. Question number 12. Prove that a cyclic parallelogram is a rectangle. Now for a rectangle, what do we need to prove? The angle should be 90 degrees. Even if we prove any one angle 90 degrees, it will form a rectangle. Now since it is a cyclic parallelogram, it means it is a cyclic quadrilateral also. So we know that opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral, their sum will be 180 degrees, which means that angle A plus angle C will be equal to 180 degrees. But because of these opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal, we know that angle A will be equal to angle C. When their sum is 180 degree and they are equal, that means angle A and angle C will be equal to 90 degrees. Similarly, angle B and angle D will also be equal to 90 degrees, and thus we can say that ABCD is a rectangle formed. With this, we finish exercise 10.5. I hope children, you must have found it very easy. Just learn the theorems and see what all can be applied in the question. So very soon I am going to come with exercise 10.6. Till then children, see you. Take care. Goodbye.